Hi everyone, this is whiteboard review, week 1. This is BCA 101, this is spring 2016. So we talked about how to log in, filled out the cards, did that in class. So if you weren't in class the first week, you'll have to see me, the instructor, Mike Dirksen, concerning that. I talked a little bit about MacBooks, issues there, in terms of running Office on there. You might have to do some of the work on campus. Most of these things work for almost all the assignments. Key thing we talked about here, if you're stuck on something, make sure you either text me, send me an email, try to get a hold of me, or talk about it in class the next time. I don't want you to waste hours trying to solve something that you can't get figured out, so that should help you avoid any time wasted. I go by Mr. Dirksen in the classroom. A little background on me. I've been working with technology and computers. I took my first computer class in 1975. The course is a combination of theory, which I think is extremely important, and skills, which are good, but most people can pick up on. Skills, understanding the world and technology could be, for in the future, much more important than just having a skill of knowing how to swipe, click, and all those things. The next thing we'll talk about here, we talked about the outline and how to fill that in. The key thing there is to keep up. There's a video and so forth in the introduction part of the course. Same thing, we went over, talked a little bit about assignments, projects, and then we did a little iPad work. This was on Friday. We talked a little bit about multitasking and issues with that. You need to be careful about too much multitasking, and that'll come up more this coming week. Then we got into material in the outline. We talked about the actual equipment, the hardware. We talked about the software makes the hardware function. Talked about the difference, users and experts. We want everybody to be a computer user, comfortably to handle all the work that we do in class, and then make you more of an expert. And we talked about networks, how they communicate, and we have a little diagram here we're going to talk about on the next page. Whether you call it a computer system or computer devices or a computer device, however you want to view that, a lot of this smartphone, tablets, and so forth, computer PCs, laptops, and so forth are what we think of. But they all have these 4 parts. People interact with them. There's a way to make those devices talk to each other. In fact, that's global now. That's all over the world. We can do that. Then we went in and talked about the hardware. We talked about a PC in the classroom. And that PC is connected with a cable to a switch in the classroom, and that switch is connected via cable to a multi-layered switch, which is in a wiring closet along with this router in the wiring closet. That router acts as a firewall to this network. This network is in an MH216, MH215, MH217, and PC229, which is the room we're in. This is the rest of the campus over here. So you can almost think of the whole nother cloud here. The rest of the campus. Whoa, they're not, don't include Google. Okay, and we connect to the rest of the campus by fiber to another routing device which routes us out to the internet. There's actually 2 connections that goes to our internet service provider, which is the Iowa Communications Network. We'll talk more about that Monday. And the college has their own firewall, and they have their own multi-layered switch, and then they have switches all over campus. You know, whether this runs to a place where they have all their servers or to different classrooms and buildings and so forth all over campus. If it's running to another building, it's connected by fiber optic. In the same building, they use either just regular cable, network cable, or there's fiber optics in specific buildings to connecting all these devices. So here on campus, we talked about they have servers. Angel is here on campus, where you do your Angel work and store it here. And then I can be in my office, which actually is connected, believe it or not, right off of here on my PC. And I can, so to speak, go right through here and down here to Angel and check your work. You can access Angel from on campus someplace or in our area, and as you'll see, you could also from home. We talked a little bit about where our Google Docs are stored, and I emphasize the fact they're not really stored in the internet. The internet allows us to connect to all of these locations. All right. We talked about internet service providers. This is just more of the internet. We talked about your mail, you know, whether that's actually stored in Microsoft. We talked about your home's connected in, and then I finished up talking about a little bit of theory in terms of learning, not being afraid to fail. We talked, would you rather be grade driven or knowledge driven? Which one's going to do you the most good down the line? Are you just worried about getting it done, or are you worried about learning it? All right. That's it for this week.